This video contains disturbing content. Viewer discretion advised.
Grand Theft Auto is a very popular string of games which has won the hearts and content of many gamers worldwide. The large amount of liberty the player has with the main character in terms of his movements and actions has allowed many to apparently discover peculiar creatures that supposedly exist in the games, usually as apparent Easter eggs or glitches.
Many of these instances, of course, have been prone to heavy skepticism and have become popular gaming myths. A few screenshots and claims by select people of encountering these creatures in Grand Theft Auto keeps these myths alive in discussions and makes people wonder, is there any legitimacy to these claims? Here are 20 of some of the most popular mythical creatures in the Grand Theft Auto series. Please stay tuned for some extra stuff at the end, where Tax is going to record and explain his experiences with these myths.
Giant alligators. Giant alligators are a myth in Grand Theft Auto 4. Not much is known about the myth, and no screenshots of any kind exist. It originated from a Liberty Tree page in which it spoke of giant alligators in the sewer. So far, no evidence has come up to support the claim, but some of the myth hunting community still believe they exist, and they could exist in the waters around Liberty City, Alderney, or in the sewers.
Kifflom. Kifflom is the religious figures that Epsilon members pray to. Kifflom is described as a tall blue creature, humorously resembling some sort of chicken that'll extend wings and 4 legs. There is very little proof that Kifflom exists in physical form in GTA San Andreas. Kifflom is mentioned various times on the Epsilon program website, as well as in-game by several characters and pedestrians. Unfortunately, there is no proof of any creature resembling Kifflom within the game's internal files either. In Grand Theft Auto 5, however, there are many missions involving the Epsilon program cult, and thus, Kifflom. Kifflom, however, does not appear in any physical form in GTA 5, but is often mentioned by the cult members in greeting dialogue.
Middlepark Whale. In GTA 4, an article from the Liberty City Tree states that in related news, police are investigating claims that a whale was seen swimming in Middlepark. Since the article appears to be a parody of the reported myths in GTA San Andreas, the myth may not be actually true. The alien-shaped lake in Middlepark is the area that the whale is said to be located. This myth is more likely when one takes into consideration the fact that sharks are in GTA San Andreas. There is, however, evidence against this myth. Whales in reality live in saltwater, while the Middlepark Lake is most likely freshwater.
The Kraken. The Kraken is a legendary sea monster of giant proportions and is a myth said to be located in the dark waters of Grand Theft Auto 5. Players believe that the Kraken grabs and pulls down their submarines and boats, and that once they've been grabbed, their boats and submarines are crushed, and they die instantly. Although nobody else has seen this legendary beast, there are a pile of bones located in the sea on the west coast of Los Santos. The bones are positioned in what appears to be either a sea monster or a giant whale. Mount Chiliad Angel. The Mount Chiliad Angel is usually described to be a small glowing cloud, or a cluster of strange mists that come together to form the shape of an angel. Players say that this strange phenomenon occurs frequently at the summit of Mount Chiliad. Most players believe that this is just a cloud, or some such. Many of the online photos or videos of the Mount Chiliad Angel are merely the result of mods, and there is very little credible evidence to support this myth. However, it could be true, as the nearby town could be a clue to the myth's existence, since it is called Angel Pine. The bear. The bear is a large animal that is supposedly found in the texture files of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and in fact, models of a bear have been found inside the game's internal files, but there is no information as to where the bear was originally set to spawn. There appears to be a large 3D texture model of a bear within these files of the game, and it closely resembles a real-life brown bear. Many believe that Rockstar had intended to create a bear that would exist within the game, but for whatever reason, they removed them, possibly due to Rockstar being unable to program animal AI behavior into the game.
Aliens. Aliens are a myth in both Grand Theft Auto 5 and San Andreas. In San Andreas, they're usually described as tall and skinny. They're gray and their heads are also widened at the top. Apparently, they're usually spotted around the Adela Mavia and Area 69. More evidence for the existence of these aliens is also in the mission Black Projects. On the speakers, a woman is heard saying, "All personnel working on alien bodies, evacuate immediately." The only photos of these said aliens are in fact mods, or photoshopped pictures, however. Aliens in Grand Theft Auto 5 has been proven. In North Town, if you drive under a bridge, there's an alien frozen in the ice. The alien seems to be similar to the xenomorphs in the Alien series.
Mothman. Mothman is a myth in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and is based on the real-life legend of Mothman. Mothman is a giant moth with large wings and is primarily spotted in the desert. In the majority of the player's accounts, Mothman is sighted before a vehicle explodes or when a large number of pedestrians die, just like in the real-life urban legend. Unfortunately, the majority of online photos or videos are the results of mods, and the case lacks in-game references, so Mothman's existence in the game is highly questionable. On the western end of the Sherman Dam, close to the parking lot, there are two large winged statues that some players believe are statues of Mothman. However, this theory is false, because the Hoover Dam, which the Sherman Dam is based on, has the same winged statues and the memorial site. Many players claim that they see some sort of black creature flying through the air whilst on the mission stowaway when they jump out of the Andromeda and parachute to the ground. It is believed that stormy weather increases the player's chances of encountering Mothman.
The Fish's Lagoon creature, also known as the Loch Ness Monster, is a mythological creature found in San Andreas. The most common sighting of this creature is Fish's Lagoon, north of Los Santos, where the rusty wheelchair can be found, and some of them also have claimed to have seen this myth in Los Santos. Only a few screenshots and videos of this creature exist, but it is said that it's supposed to be a serpent-like creature as much as it is a Loch Ness Monster-like creature, according to few conflicting reports. Since there's been barely any evidence found, this can be classified as false.
UFOs. In GTA San Andreas and GTA 4, there are small blinking lights that can be witnessed flying at very high altitudes at any time of the day. The player can never catch them as they fly very fast. The purpose of these lights in-game has been a very debated subject within the GTA community. In GTA San Andreas and GTA 4, the blinking lights in the sky could have been designed by game developers to look like airplanes. However, it is still unknown if game developers wanted these lights to look like UFOs. The only reason players think that they are UFOs is probably because they can never catch them. However, if the player did cheat and get close enough to the strange lights, they'll find that they are just transparent glowing spheres. In GTA San Andreas, there is a UFO map of San Andreas inside the little probe inn, which appears to be marked with small pins in various places on the map. The map appears to be marking UFO sightings within the state. The same map can also be found inside Mike Tarento's ranch in Area 69. Snapshot icons usually get confused with UFOs because at night, the icons emit a bright, glowing light so the player can locate them easily. In San Andreas GTA 3.image file, the textures for the blinking lights in the sky are called UFO light. Rockstar has not explicitly made any comments about these strange lights, or about their purpose in both games. Nevertheless, it still remains a mystery why these strange lights have been included in them, because the games feature real solid airplanes that regularly fly over the skies. Surprisingly though, UFOs made appearances as Easter eggs in GTA 5.
Chupacabre. Chupacabre is a myth in both Grand Theft Auto 5 and San Andreas, and is based off of the real legend of the Chupacabre, which is said to be a creature that drinks the blood of goats. In GTA San Andreas, it is said to be a short bipedal creature with long claws and spikes on its back. Since there are no livestock in the game, the Chupacabre's presence in the game would be very unlikely. In GTA 5, recent accounts and screenshots have led to the speculation of the existence of Chupacabre in the area of the Paleto Forest. This Chupacabre is said to be the more popular version that originated in the American South, looking like an almost hairless dog with very sharp teeth, said to attack livestock. It's also believed to be found in Mount Josiah or Mount Chiliad on the paths and slopes of the mountains.
CJ's mom's ghost. The ghost of CJ's mother has apparently been seen in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas by several players. Allegedly, the ghost walks down the stairs of the Johnson house at night and walks around the living room, and, according to some accounts, even attacks the player. She has also apparently been seen by other players in Vinewood Cemetery, where she is buried. However, there is very little and insufficient evidence to confirm this myth. Most of the so-called video footage is in fact mods. Pigsy. Pigsy in San Andreas is a myth about a creature from a previous Rockstar game, Manhunt. The myth was popularized by the YouTube user Darth Dementius, who had footage of a creature chasing after him through the woods. Pigsy's existence in GTA San Andreas was sparked by various online rumors during the release. The video prompted a large discussion within the GTA community about the existence of Pigsy in GTA San Andreas. Pigsy has been reportedly sighted in GTA San Andreas around Mount Chiliad, Creepy House, and Shady Creeks. Though this video was later debunked to be most likely a hoax, Pigsy is described as a psychotic overweight man with a pig's head wielding a chainsaw. Evidence can back up this claim, with an action figure on display in Zero's RC shop. This is most likely just an Easter egg the developers put in to give a nudge to Manhunt, and not a clue that Pigsy is in the game. But almost all the footage and screenshots supporting the creature seem to be a hoax, or are in fact mods of some sort. There is in fact a bloody pig mask which can be purchased at the Vinewood Mask Shop on Vespucci Beach in GTA 5.
The Ring Girl. The myth of the Ring Girl began with an upload on YouTube featuring CJ in his living room looking around, and then a shadow of a girl appears from the television in the corner, and then simply disappears a second later. Other than this video, there's no other proof of this mysterious girl existing in the game. It is believed, however, that the Ring Girl is simply a pedestrian spawn glitch. Currently, the Ring Girl myth is remembered occasionally, usually with ironic purposes, as there isn't any proof of this girl's existence apart from the short video.
The Ghost Town Figure. The Ghost Town figure is a myth in GTA San Andreas. It's within the ghost town named Las Brujas in the desert of Bone County. The Ghost Town figure myth was made famous a short time after the release of the game, when people reported seeing a strange black figure walk around the town. The figure is said to disappear suddenly if the player should get too close. Some reports even claim that the creature has attacked them. It's mostly depicted as an old lady, and is said to be a witch of the same name of the town, when translated to the witches. The most compelling evidence is that sometimes on the police scanner, you'll often hear officers saying that there's a crazy lady in Las Brujas, claims she's a witch or something.
Slenderman. Slenderman is a myth in Grand Theft Auto V and San Andreas, based off the internet creepypasta Slenderman. Slenderman has been said to exist in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. However, the Slenderman myth was created in 2009, 5 years after Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was released in 2004, making this myth very unlikely. But a very recent myth has come out stating that Slenderman can be found in GTA 5. He's most often said to appear in the sawmill in Paleto Forest late at night. His existence in Grand Theft Auto V is still being investigated by the myth hunting community. So far, nothing has been found.
Leatherface. Leatherface is one of the more popular myths in San Andreas. The legend goes that if you stay at the Panopticon at midnight, you will hear a rumbling of a chainsaw. If you wait long enough, Leatherface will show up and kill you. This is the most likely place because you can find a chainsaw and blood splattered in one of the rooms. The myth has been furthered because of a rusted wheelchair at the end of a dock. This is reference to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Some players have even reported seeing Leatherface at the dock. He is also at the Shady Cabin, which also has been said to belong to Jason and many other creatures.
Jason Voorhees. Jason Voorhees is the main antagonist of the slasher film series Friday the 13th. Jason is a serial killer who wears a hockey mask and carries a large knife or machete around, which he uses to kill and maim his many victims. He's supposedly found at the Shady Cabin and the Chiliad Cabin. The only in-game clue that could support this myth is that a hockey mask can be purchased from Prolapse. In GTA 5, a similar mask returns and can be purchased from Vespucci movie masks. However, there is no proof that Jason actually exists within the game.
Ratman. Ratman is described as a large man with a rat-like face, can run incredibly fast, and is found in the subways. The myth all started when this photo was put on the internet, which appeared to show what looked like a half-rat, half-man creature thing. Some people believe that this photo could be faked or photoshopped, since it was too blurry to really tell. But there's a lot of compelling evidence that proves Ratman could be all too real. Due to the popularity in the myth in the DLCs, some references the myth actually all outright. Like, in the in-game website, Capitalist states that there's an advertisement for human lab rats. Orange blood or plants can be found throughout the subway tunnels and is never truly explained. Some of the orange blood can be also found in the abandoned hospital. There have been many explanations into this mysterious Ratman, but there has been no luck. The only footage that had surfaced is a blurry video and some screenshots, leading many players to believe that the whole thing was just a hoax.
Bigfoot. Bigfoot by far is the most infamous myth of San Andreas and all of Grand Theft Auto. It is unknown where the rumor of Bigfoot began, but there are estimates to have started in 2005. Bigfoot is said to exist in wooded areas of the game. He is often seen in the areas Shady Creek, Bacco Beyond, and Mount Chiliad. In an interview with Terry Donovan in 2005, he said, "There is no Bigfoot, just like in real life, but there is something in the woods." These fueled the flames of the fire, and the myth began to explode. People began expeditions and hunts to try to find the creature, but nothing much came of the expeditions. So many fakes, pictures, and mods came out that people couldn't tell what was real or fake anymore. So far, no expedition has found anything, unless it's faked, and no one has found anything within the game files. The myth got so big that in 2010, the Undead Nightmare DLC to Red Dead Redemption, on a side mission, Birth of the Conservation Movement, had you killing Bigfoot in it. When you completed the mission, you got the achievement 6 years in the making. San Andreas was released in 2004, 6 years before the release of Red Dead. But in 2013, when GTA 5 was released, the ultimate homage to the myth was created. Upon 100% completion of the game, a secret mission called The Last One can be found. Playing as Franklin, you get to find and kill Bigfoot. The rumors of Bigfoot in San Andreas have gone unconfirmed, and the debate is still on to this day. But due to lack of evidence and all of the conflicting reports, we may never find out the truth.
Right, so when I went up to Mount Chiliad and I had a look around with the camera, I didn't notice much, but as you can see here, most of these were just random clouds. Now, what they did say was that the angel was supposed to be bright and white, and I spent more minutes just staring around for the time being. I used the jetpack to get up here, kept my eyes open, anything out of the ordinary. But so far there was nothing around. So by this time it was getting really cloudy. I thought maybe I might see something. Again, it was very foggy. Maybe I could spot something in the clouds. I came across this, which baffled me first of all, because I've never seen clouds really do that. I thought it was some sort of new mountain or island or something. It was never fully explained. Plane came out of nowhere, which is really weird. But still no sign of the angel. Again, this is where the clouds started to form in a very strange sort of illusion. What looks like is two clouds, or even one cloud texture that has been mirrored, and they've gone sort of inside each other, and that looks like the effect there, because I did stay there for quite a while. And if you notice, the clouds have all been deforming now, they're sort of glitching together. You can see the sky dome very visible here, but the more I stayed around in this area of the cloud, the more it just disappeared after a while. So the hunt for the Chupacabre, I was in Toledo Forest and I was looking around. Didn't really see anything that resembled a Chupacabra. There weren't many animals around either. I thought that might have been them, but it wasn't. And that, I believe, was a cougar, but I didn't have any weapons at the time, so I ended up pausing the video. So here I was in CJ's house, doing the myth of CJ's mum appearing down the stairs. Nothing really happened. Stood there for quite a while. I thought maybe it was in different areas. So I tried it on the landing here, and nothing was appearing, as you can tell. I then thought maybe you had to be not in the room, maybe if you were on the landing upstairs, or if you were actually in the living room itself but somewhere away from the stairs, and nothing else happened. So here I was in the Fisher's Lagoon of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, where they said that some sort of Loch Ness monster, or what they call the Fisher's Lagoon creature, is said to exist in the lake. And I did look around and swim, but I couldn't see anything but fish and a jellyfish. and that was the only thing. And I think I did pick up a clam, or was it oyster, I'm not entirely sure, that is scattered throughout the game. But no sign of the so-called creature in the lake. Okay, so here I was in the town of Las Brujas. As I said, this ghostly figure was supposed to be appearing at around midnight. I checked the cemetery, but nothing. And then I found this really weird noise. And my only thought was that the plane flew into the mountain, which was extremely weird. But I carried on looking around for this figure. At first I thought, was that the figure right there? But it turns out it wasn't. It turns out to be some electronic device. But in the end I just shrugged and realised that there is no one there. Okay, so this was a shady cabin in Shady Creeks, and they said that if you went inside there, Jason would appear. Now, I did go in the cabin for a bit, and I ended up travelling around the cabin and even down to the lake, but there was no sign of him. Okay, so here I am in Grand Theft Auto 5, playing as Trevor, and according to the myth, it said that if you venture out into the abyss, or what they call the dark, deep ocean, the deep blue area of the sea on the map, that is where the Kraken is said to appear. And this is what I've done, is that I venture over to the area, and I waited. Nothing happened. I then even decided to turn off the lights of the submarine to see if it would appear, and nothing appeared. Now, Leatherface was supposed to appear at the Panopticon, as they said, which is where I travelled to. When I arrived there it was stormy, and I did get myself a scare right here, because I did think that was him right there, but it was in fact just a shovel, or spade, or whatever you want to call it. So I picked that up and armed myself just in case the guy appeared. And the setting was definitely eerie. I realised that he could appear from anywhere. But as with most of the myths that I found, this one, he didn't seem to appear. So apparently the Ringo or Samana is supposed to be found in CJ's house in the living room. If you wait next to the television for a while or away from the television, she's said to appear. And this is what I did. I was there for about 3 or 4 minutes and nothing happened. Okay, so this is me playing Grand Theft Auto 5 at the sawmill in the Appalachia Forest, and on the hunt for the Slenderman, as they said, that is supposed to appear in this area. I did look around for a while. The clever lighting of the traffic tricked me for a bit, thinking it was something there, but they weren't. I looked around, spent about 10-15 minutes in this area because of the new graphics engine and stuff. It's anything could be him in a way. I'm gonna fast forward it here. So yeah, still looking around. Still no sign of him, unless I was looking in completely the wrong area. But this is what they said in the myths wiki, that it was supposed to be in near the sawmill and Appalachia Forest, but no sign of him.